Yo, it's Ray. I'm going to talk about talent and hard work today. My beliefs, which are very probably naive for my age. But, the more I look at it, the more I think that talent matters less and that hard work and persistence matters more. The more I see people with talent around me not being able to apply hard work and talent to a specific skill over and over and over, I see people, quit for whatever reason. So, I think for me, I have to imagine what I'm going to look like if I put 10,000 hours of effort into something. Whether it be guitar, whether it be sales, whether it be these videos, it's public speaking, it doesn't matter. I have to think about if I'm able to get these 10,000 hours in magically, if I'm able to get there and stick with it, what's that going to look like? What's mastery going to look like? And, you'll be probably successful. It'll be fulfilling to teach what you know. It'll be you can talk about your journey. You can talk about milestones in your development. And I think that's, I realized today that I'm putting hours towards guitar. I'm putting hours into working with people. I'm putting in hours into my diet and trying to figure out what gives me more energy. Eggs in the morning, or toast, or what's the good balance of my diet to give me more energy. And it's the realization that we're all cut from the same cloth, that most of the times you can do what somebody else can do as long as you just stick with it and you're able to, play mind games to stick with it and to grind it out. And that's why I take my work ethic so seriously, is because I know that it's just sticking to something over and over and over again that makes people successful and fulfilled. And it's the idea that I'm going to do something for a day and then quit, and then do something else for a day and quit. Start a new book, or start writing a book and then quit. Start a business and quit doing the business just because it gets tough and just because it becomes unfun. That's the lie that people believe, is that the right thing to do is to quit because it doesn't feel good, and you have to be able to work through that, and you have to have you have to have an overwhelming sense of, I'm not going to let my mind let me quit. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to ignore this part of me that wants to quit, because that part just wants me to be unsuccessful. And there's been raw hours that I've done putting into public speaking, putting into working with people. A lot of my what I work now with is just, I'm not the lead guy anymore. I'm going to be a guy in the background of a lot of things I do, because that's just where I'm at in my life. And so it's being the best sidekick / guy in the back that I can be, and being okay with it, and understanding that there's a lot to be learned by not being the man, And I think, this is why Scottie Pippen didn't get a lot of love, but why, it couldn't be hard playing second fiddle to Michael, but Michael Jordan pushed Scottie a lot farther than if Scottie was on his own, So it's like one of those deals where, how good would Scottie Pippen be without Jordan, How good would he really be? How good would any of that team be without Jordan constantly pushing him to the brink of madness? He probably wouldn't be that good, although they were one game away from going to the finals. Thank you, Tony Kukoc. So overall, I just want to keep in mind, first of all, I have patience with myself, that whenever I'm starting something new, working with somebody, working with a new group, I have to have patience, because I know the raw hours and the raw effort putting into it takes time. You can't fast forward it to, and you have to enjoy the process, because the process is its reward. The process of getting better at something is being rewarded. And what I'm working on too is, when I feel uncomfortable that I'm pushing myself, acknowledging that this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool that I'm stressed out, because I can recognize that I'm pushing myself and I'm getting out there and doing something new. Or this is pretty cool, at that 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock range when you don't want to work anymore. When I am working at that point, I have to say to myself, I can recognize that this is a very cool part of my life, because I used to not be able to work past noon, and I gradually worked up my work ethic, and I'm still working on my work ethic, and it's something it's probably going to be on my mind forever, because I know it's the downfall of a lot of the people around me. It's the downfall of a lot of people that I see on the news. Is they for whatever mental reasons or whatever they do, they just can't stick with something until they achieve mastery. So that's about it. That's all I want to really talk about today. Was if you're frustrated and you've only put in 100 hours or so into the skill, you have to realize that it's going to take hard work over a period of years. But with any kind of talent or any kind of any kind of awareness, if you just keep at it, you keep being persistence, you will master whatever you're doing. So keep going. Go easy on yourself. It's going to take time. You're okay. If you're not achieving your dreams right now, it's all right. You're doing the best that you can, watching my videos. You're doing a lot better than a lot of people out there. Fill your mind with stuff that's positive, like, how can I be positive today? Just think about how much better you have it than other people. Just think about, the opportunities you have in this world, where in other different countries you don't have the opportunity, your limits are capped. And just think about being, strong, and then being able to humble yourself if you need help. If you need help, or you need some, encouragement, find somebody to give you words of encouragement. You put a lot of eggs in your basket, you'll have a lot of eggs. And that makes no sense, what I've just said. But, I like to write out something small that I did each day. Because I don't do a whole lot every day, but there's specific things that I'll write down before I go to bed, and I'll just point to that and be like, at least I got that done. That's fine. And I write it down mentally in my head, and I write it down when I go to bed, so I can be like, I accomplished something today. And if I didn't accomplish something like that, maybe I should write, I'll accomplish something first thing when I do wake up tomorrow. Or maybe I can accomplish something right before I go to bed. Maybe write out something like an idea that I have, or words that what I want to be like. Because basically, I want to be strong. I want to be stable. I want to not be up and down. I want to be a good person. Makes people laugh. Inspiring. Push people past their limits. I want to recognize when people are pushing me to go with that flow, to go with that vibe. When trainers or just people push me to go farther, my first inclination is to throw down my stuff and quit. I know that's just my unsuccessful side, trying to get me to buy into that BS. That if I have an affirmation statement, I have a state of mind going, I can recognize that's just BS, and what I need to do is keep on keeping on, keep on hammering my skill, keep on working at my skills, keep on cultivating it, because that's where the juice lies, is when you get better at something and you recognize it and people around you recognize it, and at the end of your life you're going to be like, I did the most with the tools I had, and I recognize that hard work and effort is going to give me a sense of happiness, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of, wow, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and being happy. And I thought about that today. I was going to the weight room. I didn't really want to go to the weight room, but I just thought, happiness is it comes from inside of me. It comes from all around me, and it's like what I do. Happiness is not like in my mood per se. It's just like what I do. I push myself, get to the gym, do one more rep. Make sure I work through the boredomness and work through whatever emotions I'm going through at the gym, and then when I get done, I feel good. And sometimes it takes my mind to say, how am I going to feel when I get this done? How am I going to feel 5 years from now if I put in all this effort at the gym? How am I going to look? How much character am I going to build? How much integrity am I going to build? All these are mind games, but it helps me to run that groove deeper and deeper every time I think about a lot of success is just hard work, just plain old sweat equity, and plain old stick-to-itiveness, persistence, in just hours and hours and hours doing the same thing over and over again. I've seen a lot of growth with my friends too, and that makes me happy. Makes me happy just to see people just get a little bit better, because man, over time lives can get way better, like off the charts better. Like, I couldn't talk before, but now I'm talking in front of people and enunciating, making eye contact, wearing flat-billed hats, crazy stuff. But I think you get the point today. One thing I don't understand sometimes too, it's Matt Cassell, is that he's in the top 99% quarterbacks on this earth, because he's in NFL top league, and man, he's terrible. And why the hours and hours and hours and hours of work hasn't worked for him? I guess some people just cap out, and I guess 90 at the top, getting to the elite league it's still high up there. Man, he's nice. I have Matt Cassell nightmares. Swing pass nightmares. But people you can point to is obviously Michael Jordan, Peyton Manning. People who are just Tony Gwynn. People who are just obsessed with just trying to put the hours in and the work. Hard-working people who work on the little things. You put talent and raw effort and raw hours combined, you obviously get masters of their sports, masters of the world, masters of stand-up comedy. Just stick to it, keep working your jokes out, it'll work. Masters of whatever you want to do. Alright, getting off subject, getting weird, that's what I do here. Should I talk about something else? Probably. Royals playing well. They're basically the Royals are evening out, because they were having bad luck in that long losing stretch. Now they're having good luck and winning close games. But hitting is the most likely thing to go in slumps. Pitching, defense, speed, obviously not so prone to going into slumps. So the Royals don't have very good speed, but they do. I'm convinced they have good pitching, good defense. So hopefully they can add a bat and get out of their slumps. And if they're pitching, and if their pitching pitches like this if it stays like this, they have a chance to do some damage. They have a chance to not only go to the playoffs. If they get to the playoffs and their pitching is still this good, they might even win the whole thing. But need to get the sticks going, and they need to get some more offensive production no matter where it comes from. So with that, I'll pass. What I'm working on is just working, being productive, keep my work ethic up, know in my heart that when I recognize when something's uncomfortable, I need to push through that. Keep working, keep putting the man hours in, because I'm looking for that 10,000 hour magical mark where I become a master of stuff. And I know whenever I'm at that 10,000 mark, I'll be all raining dollar bills and feeling good, be so spiritually fit. I'll be 10,000 hours.